Welcome to the average adventuring party where we catch praise. No, it doesn't flow.
I like the we do mouth stuff.
Of course you would.
What do we need to summarize this group? Welcome to the average adventuring party. We do mouse.
So on that note, my mother called me this morning because it's her birthday. And I tried to explain to her what a podcast was at one point, and I gave up, and I was like, you know what, it's just a radio show, but it's a radio show that, like, we don't send out on the airwaves, we just put it on the internet and people listen to it. And she was like, oh, okay. So this morning, she calls me and she's, talking to me, and she's like, oh yeah, what are you guys doing? I said, well, we're doing our recording session all afternoon, so I'll call you tomorrow. And she goes, oh yeah, I sent your grandma over to listen to some. And I was like, well, so I'm waiting to see how that goes. But my grandma's got a dirtier sense of humor than I do,
that's good.
So I'm probably safe. Speaking of dirty things, we've got these guys here, and we're the average adventuring party, where the enemies in the game are not bad; they're just written that way.
Just like my die rolls.
No, those are actually
those are horrible.
So
Today.
At some point we had talked about using a different system to play, just to mess around with. And I found one that's a roll under, and Steve got really excited because he's like, I can do the low roll thing real well.
Yeah, that's what you have to do it.
And then he started rolling high, yeah.
Maybe one day we'll record something in that 2d20 roll under system just to see if Steve is the god of all the rolls. Yeah, so let's see. You guys did some stuff, went to places.
Didn't die.
At this point, I feel you can't use that as a qualifier anymore.
No?
I think it's becoming even more qualifying as we progress, yeah.
Alright, I'll write in more enemies that deal 70 plus points of damage per hit that way.
No.
Well, I mean, Tall, Dark, and Spindly did 48.
Well, he did 48 across 4 hits. But, no, you guys, Martiana set up a nice little ambush for you.
I regret not punching her in the throat.
I feel we can stop using that as a qualifier, too. That's basically how every interaction with her ends, is Ardith being like, damn, should have stabbed her harder.
And that's why Iocus is the way he is. He punches.
Because of Ardith?
Therefore, he does not regret not punching, right?
No, he just regrets not adding in kicks or gores.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she guys set you up a little bit, controlled some of those failures and a couple of the not failures, the kobolds. At which point, seemingly, Amalgam was able to get control over some of them, and Suna exploded the rest of them.
All over myself.
It was very cool.
She was ice cold.
Uh-huh.
And then she and Amalgam walked down the hallway while she was trying to explain the concept of cookie to him.
Indeed.
Yeah. Which I tried telling him that Galdrien has a bunch. He's supposed to have a bunch and give me some every now and then.
Oh, yes, actually, Suna...
It's like telling kids Santa Claus exists.
No.
Oh, okay.
I need to speak with Amalgam.
Well, can I have my cookie? And I'll walk away.
He holds up a claw and is like, no, wait, she's just gotten to the good part.
Do we have cookies on us? You said you did.
I said I would buy you a cookie.
No. You bought a bunch of cookies and said, I'll give you one every now and then.
Well, we still have some candy.
Yeah, we still...
Ours doesn't stuff her face like Shannara does.
Yeah. I guess with Shannara gone, our junk food consumption has plummeted. So I imagine there still are some cookies.
Listen, she has gone through some stressful stuff.
No, it's still understandable. It's just that it goes fast.
Yeah.
Well,
Now
she'll keep Death busy with the tea and the cookies,
Suna and Galdrien will just rummage through the packet of where Shannara's junk food was.
As soon as holding a hand out. Or paw out.
A practical demonstration, and Galdrien will hand Suna a cookie.
See?
At which point Amalgam holds out his hand.
Oh, well, I suppose you've earned one as well.
He takes it, looks at Suna.
I take a bite on mine.
He just shoves the whole thing in his mouth. Most pleasant.
But see, you did it to earn. You do more stuff and you get more of these.
This is food?
Yes.
Then I shall just make food.
But it's different. He's saying you did a good job.
Therefore, you get a treat.
Therefore, you get...
I don't appreciate this attitude.
No. Look, I need your help. We need your help.
I have decided to help you.
Excellent. We need to...
But not because they told me to. Because I want to.
That's even better.
You are keeping people free. And he just kind of like pokes you every time. That one. With fire. I don't like that. My people are not slaves.
We don't like it either.
Yes, we're trying to put an end to that.
You were right, though. There were some inherent instabilities.
Oh, yes. Faulty product line. Do not worry. We will promote the frenzies. Dispose of the rest.
But you might want to work on fixing the whole they explode and hurt their
Yeah, he's just
Their
going to start a
friends.
new line.
Oh, okay.
Scrapped. Worthless.
Not worth this. I mean, they did quite a bit of damage to us.
They can't be trusted as guard dogs, even.
I mean, that part's true.
So worthless.
They,
They can't do the thing they were built to be.
but they could be your friends.
No. They don't have the... Have you not been listening?
Look,
Apparently not.
we need not just the assistance from the Dreaming Dark, but we need to get to... and Galdrien will put the two stones together. We need to get to there, and he'll point to the middle of the caldera where...
Not far, yes, not far. I can provide you transportation. And he whistles, and 4 of those frenzies come walking up.
Will they be able to get us there quickly enough?
He looks at them. They're expendable. No,
Right.
wait. Not these. I forget. These can get you there. And he points at them and says, "You are not expendable. They're expendable." And he just points at like a pile of chunks.
Right. I suppose in order to get the Dreaming Dark to accept us as one of its own, we have to receive blood.
This way. He just gestures.
And Galdrien will follow and wave everyone on.
He walks off into the darkness.
Oh yeah, do we need some light?
I still have a problem with this.
I don't see an alternative.
What time of day is it now?
Let's see. It is probably dinner time.
So yeah, there's absolutely no way we can get to where we need to go without this right now.
So I'll follow along, but I'm going to be trying to contemplate and reach out to random.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never done this before, but I'm trying to see if there's any connection or anything that I can...
Not that you can feel.
Okay.
I mean, you think she showed up? We're being pretty interesting right now.
While I'm walking behind, I'll be like, "Random, this would be a real good time. I need to talk."
Iocus is talking to himself.
Yes. They've seen weirder.
You've seen Ritter today.
What are you talking about? He's a helicopter. No. Basically, Amalgam leads you into just the dark. And as he does, those shadows start kind of seeping up around you. And at a couple of points, excuse me, at a couple of points, they'll get really close to you, and he'll stop and come back and like interpose himself in between you and the shadow until it backs away, and then he'll keep leading you. And he leads you way off into the dark. Like his little lit area is just a tiny speck in the distance, and he holds out a claw. Says, "They want you in multiple ways, but they have agreed with me. I agree with them after seeing you putting yourself in harm's way to keep my people free. You are more trustworthy, but not completely trustworthy."
Fair.
That's a fair point.
I taught you about cookies, though, so I'm a little bit more trustworthy than them, right?
Murder potato.
That's to be seen.
Oh, okay.
I am not fond of change.
Your invisible guy liked me. He protected me. Twice.
Yes, well, that is what he is there for.
I think I'll call him Steve.
Okay.
That is not accurate.
What's his name?
Doesn't have one.
Why don't
It's
you give them
Steve now.
names?
They are young people. They have not come into their own.
Oh, so you're saying they're not sure what their name is yet because you don't know them very well.
Yes,
So you don't know them so you don't know us very well.
yes, but they come from me. You do not come from me.
Well, I'm about to come from you. Aren't you giving us some blood?
He looks at you. Go on.
Crazy. You were all expecting Galdrien to be the one to have sex. But it was Suna all along.
I tried so hard to keep my face straight, and then you cracked it.
Ignore the part where Galdrien already has. That was implied. Suna just came right out and said,
You said the quiet part out loud. Oh.
So anyway, Amalgam says, "You will not be from me. You will just stand alongside me."
right.
I'm trying, guys. I'm sorry.
We should probably hurry.
You don't hurry magic. It makes it inherently unstable. He gets real close to Galdrien and says, "You wouldn't want to be inherently unstable, would you?"
No, we like him just the way he is.
Oh.
Fun story. I spent a considerable amount of time with the turning into a black dragon man. So
He squints his eyes at you.
in another lifetime.
He enjoyed a bunch of ham
And whined a lot.
and whined that he was losing his prettiness.
That seems about what I'd expect from a black dragon, quite honestly.
Accurate.
Yes, accuracy. He reaches down and plucks one of his scales, reaches over and just yanks out it's 4 or 5 hairs from Galdrien's head.
Ow!
And he takes his claws and just pierces the scale, dips it in his blood, and then has you hold out your hand.
Holds out his hand.
He cuts your hand with the side of the scale, then just makes a necklace out of your hair and puts it on you. Repeats the process with all 4 of you.
Ardith is visually like bracing herself when he does it for her because no touch, no.
And
Do not want.
listen, he's the king of no touch.
Yeah, I know.
I touched him.
But he does it for each of you, and then calls over, just All right, they're ready. And one of the shadows just appears in between all of you. And it kind of lets out this like roar. And then the necklaces around each of your necks just kind of floats up a little bit. And you can feel it kind of drag through the shadow like it's cutting it. And there's this sort of like shadow left on the edge, just like blood. And then it falls down. And then the shadow disappears. And Amalgam looks around. That was not as climactic as I was led to believe. They said you're finished.
All right.
I don't feel any different.
Well, normally I'm used to a big climax, but this will have to do.
He shrugs, and
sometimes 3 or 4.
So does this mean I can go outside and run around?
There's just dreaming darkness all around you. You can just now see it. And he gestures.
Will I be safe?
That's what they've said. And he just kind of looks away.
The key to science is experimentation.
And writing it down.
Okay, so should I be guinea pig?
I guess grabs her, throws her into the...
Guinea fox.
Right. Galdrien will go ahead and step out into the darkness.
You hear, so as you pass by one of these shadows, it actively gets out of your way, and you can hear whispering, and it takes your brain a second to comprehend it, but you are hearing Draconic, and on top of that you are hearing Common, and it's just repeating the phrase passage, 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 safe passage over and over again, just like 1,000 voices saying that. And these shadows are just parting their way for you.
Right. I think it worked.
So we can travel at night.
And that's excellent because we are in a hurry.
You can also understand Draconic, as long as you have that necklace on.
Ooh.
Not again.
You gain horns and scales.
And what ham?
Right. Amalgam. Thank you for your aid. I would recommend you give us time to inform the people that aren't your people of this region that you are not hostile.
What would you like your race to be called?
I don't know. We haven't decided. There's not enough of us.
When you do decide, there is a world out there that is understandably cautious. They have been harmed a great deal by the same ones that tried to enslave your people.
I suggest you break from the kobold moniker and the dragonoid moniker and make your own race. Create your own people.
That's what I've been doing.
Yes, but you'll have to interact with the other people, so just be thinking on what you would like to be labeled as. Names mean a great deal to those other peoples, to us, as you see with Steve.
I think we would prefer to be left alone.
I think that's perfectly understandable.
Is there any chance that any of your people would like to come with us and help?
Yes.
The ones that are
Carrying us.
They have elected to help you.
I mean, any others?
Is that not enough?
I
think
wondering
it will
if
do.
maybe Steve wanted to.
Who?
The invisible one.
It has no designation.
He was really nice. He protected me, so I just, I made a friend.
I see. Well, if you can find him, ask him.
Do I have a minute to go look or no?
No, we should.
Go.
We
Okay.
should probably be
We
going.
should go. But
Okay.
You can call for him on the way out.
Okay.
So Amalgam just kind of walks back with you to his little lab area where those 4 frenzies are waiting. This was not entirely unpleasant.
I'm sorry he punched you.
It's okay.
I'm not. It was fun meeting you.
Has me considering modifying myself. Eyes in the back of my skull.
Or thicker skull.
Best to prevent the blow than to take the blow.
Or both.
Horns on the back of the head.
Bulky. Not entirely ineffective, but
potentially a sign of virility, with Mrs. Amalgam.
No. We don't do that.
Ah.
Randomly deciding traits is inefficient when you could just create the being you wish to create.
But it's
But
fun.
isn't it kind of fun not knowing?
No.
Right.
He doesn't like change, remember?
Says to the guy with OCD out the.
He says, well, if you have interfered long enough, and he just points, there's the door.
Right.
Gladly.
Well, thanks for all your help. Hey, Galdrien, can I have a cookie for him?
2 in 1 day.
And not for me, it's for him.
He would also have
He
to.
did a good job, so
We're
he did
never
a
gonna
good
see him again.
job.
Yes, well. Consider this a snack for later, then, I suppose. Galdrien will place
You
the cookie.
didn't even have to bake.
Yeah.
You could keep working.
This is much appreciated. We'll reverse engineer this.
Right. I'm going to the front of the cave with our new traveling companions.
I'll hop on.
Whenever we're ready, we should go quickly.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we don't want Martiana to die before we get there.
We don't want to let her die.
When you say that, just from the back of one of those frenzies, you hear Martiana say, well, that's much appreciated.
It's less that we don't want her to die, but we don't want a dragon destroying the world. So, yeah, similar goals. I still want her to die, though.
Well,
Very painfully.
That's not very nice. And she just pats the back of the frenzy. Who am I riding Dutch with?
Well, I think that's up to you. And Galdrien will get on to a frenzy and get ready to ride out. And if she wants to ride with him, I guess he's not going to stop her. But he is going to ignore her the whole time if he can.
You could accidentally buck her off.
No, because he doesn't want any damage that she takes in here to further drain her lifespan.
She poofs off of the one that she's on and reappears behind Galdrien.
Congratulations. You asked for that.
But she's basically like facing the opposite direction, so she's resting her back against yours. And, like facing out the tail direction towards the rest of you guys. So, road trip?
Yes.
I pretend like she doesn't exist.
Can I contemplate while we're riding?
Yes.
And since we're near mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do mountains.
Okay.
I'm gonna gain +1 to my MD because she's near.
Yeah, I need it.
Just saying.
Long story short, everybody did their
Gotta recharge.
recoveries, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, good.
Yeah. So, Martiana is sitting behind Galdrien, just kind of watching you guys. She goes, oh, I haven't actually sat down and watched the sunrise with other people in some time.
Yes, well, I imagine that's because no one could really watch the sunrise.
Not my fault. I didn't do this whole thing. It was well before me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, I don't really think that matters for us anymore. For now, we are protected from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is good for you because, from what I understand, you are at death's door.
Mm.
We've met him. He's very nice.
Oh, that's just... Well, he's not really a he or an it. He is actually just concentrated magic.
Mm-hmm.
The whole politeness thing is, I don't know, some universal foible to prevent him from being just a killing machine. Which seems inefficient to me, but I don't design things, so...
So do we still hear the dreaming darkness chanting? Anything?
Like if you get close to a shadow, yes, it'll tell you that you have safe passage and move out of your way.
Okay.
So, what made you change your mind?
Didn't really change my mind. I just didn't understand the scope of Rarari's desires.
It's like we might have mentioned that before, and what was it she said? What was it? I don't care, right? Something along those lines.
It's not that I didn't care, it's that I didn't understand. You have to understand, you don't think forward and backward in time, and he does. So, a lifetime to him is mutable. Just saying, I perhaps allowed myself to be outthought.
And yet, I tried to warn you.
Numerous times.
Well,
I mean, not to say we told you so, but we told you so!
I suppose you did.
That was satisfying.
But it doesn't really matter now.
No,
Anyway.
it really doesn't.
Can we go? Or are we already going?
Yeah, we're going.
I assume
talking
we're going.
along.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
She says, I could make it easier for you. Let you in on a few little secrets while he's not here watching me. Because he will be.
Why is he not here? Watching
He's occupied elsewhere.
Galdrien I would like to roll, using my Devil Prince consort to know, would he really be able, would there be a possibility that Rarari would not be able to pick up on what she's telling us?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me, let's say, intelligence. Galdrien's got one of those, right?
Yeah, actually a pretty decent one. So that's 22.
So you know, on this plane, the Devil Princes are fallible. They are not. So in the Astral Sea, they're basically omnipotent. Sometimes omnipresent. But here, there are very specific circumstances under which they can manifest power. So there's a good possibility he is occupied somewhere else and is not watching her because he has her in a position that she can't or won't leave.
Right. I'll be taking it with a grain of salt, but let's hear it.
Oh, well, let's see. Where should I begin? You're going to want something to protect you from the fumes. To begin with, it's quite hot in here. You're going to want something to protect you from the elements. It's quite hot in here. You're going to want something to protect you when whatever happens with that statue happens. I'm not sure. My understanding is the last time it was activated, the volcano collapsed into the caldera, so there's that.
And it's hot in there.
And I assume it is hot in there, yes. You're going to want to circumnavigate the monastery. It's not what it seems to be. It's all an illusion. No, seriously, it is an illusion.
So we want to go around it? Is that what you're saying, or
You'll have to go under it.
under it?
Or not. I can see you don't really trust what I'm saying, which is unfortunate for you because every now and then the whole purpose of lying is to not let people know when you're telling the truth. Oh, isn't that pretty? And she looks up and you just see this blue star like streaking across the sky. It's a falling star. Maybe we should make a wish on it.
Well, I did
Getting
that.
getting sentimental.
No, I just know you're going to need more than your usual amount of luck to even get to me, much less get to him. So I'm hedging my bets. At which point you see the star just like streak across the sky and then just burn its way down and crash somewhere on the other side of the caldera. And she goes, "Oh, that's not ominous at all."
I want it to be known that I had nothing to do with that one.
My
Let's only
bad.
one, as opposed to, all of them.
She holds up a hand and says, "Ditto."
All right.
Well, I mean, you did say what's his face was occupied, so
He's almost, and she kind of just holds up her hands. And normally there's this, they're kind of colored black obsidian, like rock. And they have these red cracked veins throughout, and they're almost all gone.
Yeah.
And she's got like these huge gashes up and down her arms. As well, he's almost got what he wants, so he's not terribly interested in me at the moment. He's just waiting for something so that he can kill me, and then my portion will be complete.
So if he's waiting for something specific, what if he is waiting for us to bring the statue to him so all those powers are there?
Oh, he can't touch it. But
you can.
why would I want to? If I have all of this, and she just kind of gestures her hands out and tries to conjure some fire, and it sort of puffs out. Had all of that. Why would I want to get rid of it? So no, I don't want your little doodad near me.
Oh, but guess what?
But it's preferable to the alternative.
No, but what if he needs it to help with Kemet?
Why would he want to seal Kemet away?
He needs something.
He needs me.
But he needs you to lure us there.
No.
Then why doesn't he just kill you?
I don't know.
See,
I'm not
there's
privy
something.
to everything.
He needs something.
He does. I don't know what.
It's not this. This is
the
Fine.
antithesis of what they're talking about. That is the seal. I mean, that's what's used to make the seal. So
Yeah, but he needs
If he
something.
did. yeah, if he was out to destroy it, he could hunt us down and destroy it.
Oh, certainly. He could just direct the armies and crush you.
So you don't think he's using her to lure us there?
Why? He's let you know where I was from the beginning, knowing that you wouldn't come here. And he's been right. He's been right. You could have come to me first, but you went elsewhere.
Well, let's make up for lost time then.
Oh, by all means.
Does anyone want to check out that fallen star though? No, not just a random question, but wasn't that whenever? Oh no, I'm sorry, I don't have that information.
Do we know where it landed? Or what
It probably landed in the
opposite direction?
far, far south.
You don't have time for that shit.
Like, it's probably the better part of 100 miles away from you.
I just didn't see the angels following. from the sky in y'all's vision. So. But yeah, that's way out of the way. So
She kind of leans further back against Galdrien and just gets comfortable and says, "Well, we've got a ways. I know. How about some music?"
last time you sang, Shannara nearly got ripped open. I'd prefer less music.
Accidents happen.
Yeah, but that wasn't an accident.
You say potato.
Yes.
At which point she just starts singing anyway. Just kind of humming.
Is anything changing with the Dreaming Dark?
No.
No, okay.
All right, well, riding on.
Again, regretting not punching her in the throat.
We can save her and then kill her.
Yeah.
Wait.
That is always the option.
Save her only to kill her, huh?
So
Hey, I work for the authority.
Yeah. We have never claimed to be nice people.
Yeah.
I've saved you from this mugger. You now owe me $50.
Yes, I'm sure Iocus has pulled that.
He only wanted to mug me for 10. Well.
You've been saved.
Now protect your money.
Yeah.
You actually have to ride quite a ways south to the point where you can actually see Believe far off in the distance, but what remains of it, to circle around and come back up towards the center of the caldera, which is kind of like a small mountain range.
Mm-hmm.
You see Cardinal some miles to the north, and you see the Lake Malebo with the floating stoat still on it.
Not burnt down?
It is not burned down.
Damn it.
It is, however, not like you can't hear any music or see any lights like you previously could.
To be fair, it's night, and people kind of lock up for Dreaming Dark, right?
Yeah.
So.
The stoat is 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's got music and lights going all the
It's
time.
Vegas on the river.
Oh, okay. Fair.
As you get to the start heading north, like up into the hills, it starts becoming this forest. And before the forest gets too thick, just standing there in a set of red robes with black trim, there's a man. He's got sort of green and yellow splotchy skin with large pointed ears. He is sitting cross-legged, just on a log. And whenever you get close, he holds up a hand. "Hello, brothers and sisters. May I ask what brings you to my forest?"
Do I recognize him or no?
You've seen someone like him. Way, way back in the day when, in a previous life, when you went to the moon, you met a man in the astral sea who looked like him.
So I would remember at least how to respond? Maybe?
He's just asking you a question.
Okay.
Iocus, the way he moves,
Uh-huh.
like he has some martial training.
Okay.
You've seen cloistered monks before. Yeah. That's pretty much what he is.
Okay. Well, we'll call out. We're on our way to save the caldera.
Ah, yes. I've seen the incidents, and he kind of just gestures, and you can see just swaths.
All the fucks that were given.
Just like swaths of the plains burned down. We're isolated and not targeted, but we are few in number, so could not assist. But please, halt yourself.
What order are you from?
Oh, I claim no order. I have come here on a journey of self-exploration.
You certainly picked one eventful time to come here.
He gives a big smile. Yes. Who could have foreseen ancient untold evils coming back from beyond the grave? But that's, I suppose, sort of the point of adventuring. You don't stay at home to see weird things, and you don't go out to see the mundane.
So are you protecting this forest?
In a manner of sense. My brothers have asked me to keep watch in the event that some force of creatures comes this way. Thus far, we have been unmolested.
Right. Well,
Do you require sustenance, rest?
Absolutely.
we do not have much time.
Ah.
We are on a bit of a time crunch, and Galdrien will look over his shoulder to see if Marniana is still there.
She is not there.
We do not have enough time that we can properly rest. But would you be able to provide us with some material assistance, perhaps? We are heading to somewhere where it is very hot.
You of all people should know that it is rude to... He's offered to break bread with us. It's rude to conduct business before you break bread. We can talk and eat, and that's fine, as my stomach rumbles.
Yeah, certainly. Let me see here. At which point he kind of unwraps. He reaches behind the stump and unwraps like a big wineskin and some bread. And then he looks around. And he hops up, walks over to one of the trees and cuts a vine, and then brings it back. And as he's doing, he's just using his hand to split it. And he pulls out the inside of the vine and just kind of like sets it, like scrapes the inside and then sets it back in the vine, so it's like a little plate. And then he sets it down. Says, I am not, how you say, a luxurious man. I have simple fare, but you're more than welcome to it.
Thank you for your hospitality. Now, sorry.
This unfortunately, we cannot tarry long. We have a time-sensitive matter to attend to.
Mm-hmm. You said you were saving the caldera.
That's the goal.
No, it's a noble goal, and he just like breaks off a chunk of bread and takes some of that goop from the inside of the vine and smears it on it and starts eating.
Goop on bread.
Goop on bread.
Yeah, it's kind of got like a citric acid sugar sort of taste to it. It's a little tingly and really sweet.
Where we are headed is very hot, and I wish we had more time to prepare.
You're headed into the volcano.
Yes.
Yes.
Essentially.
Forgive me, it's really the only place you could be describing.
Yes.
That is unwise.
We know.
Tell us about it.
Aside from being inhospitable, there's something down there that you should not do or see. I can't tell you not to go, but I would strongly advise against it.
Why would you advise that? Other than common sense of not walking into a volcano.
Yes, I see. Well, it's not for me to explain. Rather, I can't explain. Just the members of the monastery have been told not to go in there. There is a creature there that should not be disturbed.
Which one?
I don't know.
We can think of three off the top of our heads at this point.
Oh, by all means, I love a good bit of gossip. My brothers are not talkative people.
Remember that ancient evil that we're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, that's where we need to go in order to prevent that ancient evil from being resurrected.
Oh, that makes sense, I suppose.
Would you like some jerky?
Of what?
Yeah, Suna, what kind of jerky is it?
Trying to remember back at Proud Scream.
Goat.
Goat. It's goat.
Oh. Okay. And he just takes some. He says, you never can tell. Don't take this the wrong way, but some of your people are more willing to dine on the sentient. I wasn't sure.
No.
Yeah.
Not me.
Well, perhaps not you, but your people, yes.
But not me.
I've actually met an enclave of trickster foxes in the Astral Sea who would lure sailors in just to eat them.
Really?
Yes.
Like, as in you have to go to the Astral Sea in order to find them and join them?
I don't know why you would want to join them, but yes, they are in an island in the Astral Sea.
So you've met more fox people, though?
Yes. Not just them, but multiple. There are actually quite a few spread out across the astral domains.
Only from the astral domains? Have you met any fox people, like, down here?
On the material plane? No.
Oh.
I know they exist. I've, in my travels, especially through the Sovereignty, come across tales of various... Don't take this the wrong way. Your people can be slightly xenophobic at times.
Oh, believe me.
So I took it with a grain of salt. But, there are stories.
Of the Forest Witch?
Oh, yeah, that's one of them.
Hmm.
Congratulations, you met her.
No. Then he sort of sizes you up, takes another bite of his bread. You're less imposing than your posters would lead people to believe.
I mean, at the moment you're not hurting this forest, so...
Oh, no. The forest, we use it in various ways and tend to it.
So, in this forest, since it's closer to the volcano, you would know of... Can I pick up some goop and say, goop, that we may rub on ourselves or wear or add something to help us with the heat?
I suppose. I mean, not just, like, you can't go to a tree and get some, but I'm sure we have something at the monastery.
So that would help us with the heat.
There are a number of my brothers who are physicians of a sort.
Okay, so what else do we need to be careful of? 'Cause
Well,
if we can help with the heat, then that should be it, right?
well, here's my concern. I respect the brothers of the fellow marshals, arts, but we have information that this monastery is an illusion of some sort, that it might be misdirecting. Now, it comes from a source that we may not know, so...
Let me dispel your worries, brother. Let me see. You were told that it's haunted and full of illusions.
Oh, I
Yes,
didn't get the haunted part, but...
Oh, well, there was, from my understanding, and trust that this is only second, third, fourth hand information, but some time ago there was a cult that took up residence here before my brothers and I. Well,
of course.
And they disappeared under unfortuitous circumstances and were never heard from again. And, well, in such a small area as the Caldera, stories spread. So I can assure you, and he just holds out a hand, says, I am flesh and bone, should you care to check.
I don't doubt that. But
and a modicum of astral sea magic, I suppose.
Is the knife that Galdrien carries doing anything?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, we could do an inside check.
yeah, that's true.
Things we haven't been doing very much lately.
Yeah.
I would say I have a spell I can use,
But do you want to use
but it's a
spell?
daily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's not use it.
No, I'll use Nomad and do an insight check. So insight, would that be wisdom?
Yes.
For 23, does it seem like he's telling us the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Huh? Or is there misdirection going on?
24.
The two of you are pretty sure that he is not lying to you. He has been kind of circuitous about certain things, but you don't get the feeling that he is knowingly telling you a lie.
Well, I still don't trust him. Like that's I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
No, I don't wish to stop you. And he kind of, stands up and brushes some crumbs off his robe.
Isn't that what you just did? You asked us to stop.
Well, guard duty is very lonely. You understand?
Fair enough.
My people are a talkative people, and just don't get me wrong, but the other brothers at the monastery are not.
Why do you keep saying they're not talkative?
Well, most of them have taken vows of silence. I have not.
Clearly.
Clearly.
We want to. Galdrien will look at Iocus and gesture down, as in beneath.
And Iocus will give a silent little nod. So,
Right.
if you want to lead the way towards the monastery, we'd love to meet your brothers and see if there's anything there that might help provision us for adventures.
Certainly. I suppose I don't just... Should I leave a note? I'll be back before then. And he gathers up his stuff.
Who would you leave a note for?
Well, that's what I was
It would just say stop, don't enter the forest.
Well, no, I was
Haunted monastery
Who listens to that
ahead.
note?
I was
It's an invitation.
Not
Not
really.
I was just thinking maybe I should leave a note in case one of my brothers happened by, but then I realized I'm the only one out here,
Yeah.
and my replacement isn't due until sometime after sunup. So
Iocus leaves a note. Help! I've been kidnapped.
he says, "I'm sure it's not a far walk."
All right. So lead the way.
Yeah, he gathers up his stuff and hides it back behind the stump he was sitting on. Well, I mean, it's just bread, but he stands up, brushes his robes off, and shakes them out.
What was your name, brother?
Oh, well, I suppose we really give up our names. Let's see. You can call me.
Steve.
My name is Steve. No. He says, you can call me, I'm fond of the color, so why don't you call me Green? Brother Green. I like that.
Okay.
My other brothers, they don't call me anything. And technically we're supposed to have given up our name on taking the vows, but I mean, I won't tell if you won't.
As we're moving, Galdrien would like to keep an eye on the surroundings to see if there's anything that looks just off.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that perhaps impossible or formations of rocks or something like that, or anything that lends credence to the idea that this place is an illusion.
Mm-hmm. So he's, got his stuff, throws his robes, kind of shuffles them back on. You can see he's pretty swole under his robes. Tightens them back up. He starts walking away, and the whole time you've been having this conversation, something's kind of been weighing at the back of your mind. And the big thing is that it is dark, and he doesn't have a light.
Uh-huh.
So, how do you keep the dreaming dark at bay?
What's that?
Oh, just that there are, all these...
I think he was just admiring the fact that you've been out here for so long. It's crazy out there. As
it was explained to me, this area is warded by something. I don't know if it's the caldera proper or the actual entrance into the volcano or proximity. I don't know. I've only been here, let's see. What's the date? It doesn't matter. Time is funny in the astral sea. I suppose I've only been here about 8 months. So I suppose technically an initiate as opposed to one of the adepts.
So...
Do we see the dreaming dark around? Do we hear them whispering passage or anything, or does it seem like they've actually been warded from this area?
Every now and then you'll see one, but for the most part, no.
Okay.
Huh.
Lead the way, brother.
And he does. I know it's not very original, but it's you know. Well, what does your native tongue sound like?
Oh.
Well, see, it's very much like trying to explain that to people. There's actually a tiny bit of magic in using my name, so it's the best I could come up with on the fly. I apologize.
Very creative. Absolutely. No.
Oh, well, no, just functional. Plus, I like the color. When you're actually this color, and he does hold out his hands, and he has very like smooth, almost like frog skin.
Uh-huh.
He says, well, when you are this color, you come to appreciate certain things.
No, I get it. It's not easy being green.
You're welcome.
I was not
You're welcome. He leads you probably a mile or two into the forest where it gets too thick for your mounts.
Uh-huh.
And he says, you can... I've never seen anything like this. I'm sorry. Are they trained? You can leave them here, I suppose.
They are sentient.
Oh.
Yes. They're their own people.
Then he just like turns around and bows to them. I apologize. I didn't realize.
That should get us a cookie point.
Right, well, they are sentient, but they do not talk. You don't talk, do you?
They look at you.
Right.
They too don't have names.
Ah, well, I can understand that. You've done a valuable service carrying your riders this far. He gives them a bow. But I don't actually know that you're allowed on the grounds.
So I'm gonna walk around to each of them and give them jerky.
They take it.
They feed it into their little tail.
Yeah. Like you hand them jerky, like put it in front of their face, and their tail comes back over their shoulder and opens up to take it.
I will very tentatively pet the one I was riding.
Aren't
This
you
is
a
pretty.
cute draconic abomination?
Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Stumpy. I appreciated you. Tap, tap.
So, not that I can whisper in your ear being way up there.
I just see Suna coming over there, yanking on his on his jacket,
You
like,
could climb him like a beanpole.
huh? You have ridden on my shoulders
that's
before.
True.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna climb up to him and say, "So, are we really trusting this guy?"
No.
Okay, just thought it was me.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we think we're being led in a trap?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean.
Sorry, my temples are just really... Galdrien's rubbing his forehead and looking at Suna like, I've got a bit of a headache. I just wish I could sit down and meditate about it.
Well, I mean, I could, but I have.
Get myself oriented.
So Iocus, I have a daily spell that I could do that might help us out, but it would be using a daily. It'd only leave me with 2. But it would really help us out. It would be, I gain basic understanding of the landscape and special features enough to create a map. And I can ask one specific question per point of wisdom modifier, so that gives me 5 questions that I can ask, like about the most dangerous creature, or, if this is real.
For being a murder hobo, you're really wise.
She's self-aware about it.
She's okay with who she is. Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think I should, or...
Well, it's very valuable, the assistance that your gods can present. If we're not trusting this, I mean, that's entirely your call, but if we're to trust our evil enemy, nemesis, Mariana, we'll want to be looking for a way underneath this to circumvent it.
And I know, and this will give us a rough map.
And you could ask a question if there's a way to go down.
I mean...
So...
Yeah, 5 questions.
So that's
Do
always
it.
possible.
So then, pretend I'm just gonna take a nap on your shoulder,
Okay.
but I'm gonna
I'll
meditate.
just sling her over my shoulder.
Oh, it's,
The little one can't hold her goop.
that's understandable. We actually ferment it in the summer and create a drink out of it.
Yes.
So I imagine it would have some effect on those slightly smaller. I apologize, little one, if you are sick.
She'll be okay. Pat.
I just need to
Are you gonna
rest.
burp her?
No, I'll pet her. That's my only jacket.
It'll come off.
You set Suna down, take your jacket off, set it on top of her.
Actually, I haven't washed the jacket off, so I'm still
They were
having
still
this
good.
conversation with him, just completely bloody and
Me too.
gory.
I'm pretty sure that
The
maybe.
ice probably melted. All the goop
Oh, but maybe the
as we-
Frizzy's tail came up and just like started suction cupping.
As we crossed the stream, kind of, I want this off.
Iocus is going to take his tie and jacket off. Anyway,
Okay.
so he walks you, he like turned his back to talk to Suna and then turns back around, walking you through the forest.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my terrain augury.
Uh-huh.
However you pronounce that.
Augury.
So I close my eyes and concentrate on the surrounding terrain for a few miles around.
Okay.
I gain a basic understanding of the landscape and special features enough to create a rough map,
Mm-hmm.
and I can ask one specific question per point of wisdom modifier, such as the closest water source, presence of metals or gems, the most dangerous creatures, how close the surface is. And after casting this spell, I reduce the difficulty of all spell checks to navigate the area, find paths by 1 step.
Okay. So, from your concentration of the area, there's forest all around you.
Okay.
You are going uphill,
Okay.
and we'll say within a mile there is a series of buildings and ponds and things like that.
Okay.
She's
Took my
jotting
paper
on the
out,
back
yeah.
of my jacket.
So
Made a map.
uphill
Mm-hmm.
and about a mile away
Yeah, within a mile.
is what?
There's a series of buildings and ponds. There are some large buildings and some small buildings.
It's basically the monastery complex.
Yes. There's not a wall surrounding it.
Does it feel like there's anything underground? Caves?
Is that your question?
Don't I get a sense of?
You get 5
I know, I get
specific
5
questions.
questions.
You asked for a rough map of the area.
He's giving you the rough map.
Okay. So now my 5 questions. Does it? Yeah, I was gonna say, does it? I mean, I guess I can't see, but is there an area that looks like it goes into the hill or down the hill? I don't want to say down the hill the other side, but like,
Entrance
is there like an
beneath.
entrance into the hill? Beneath?
Yes.
Where would it be?
That's a yes or no question.
Oh.
It doesn't
has to
have-
be yes or
Doesn't
no.
have to
No,
be
it
yes
doesn't
or
have
no.
to be yes or no.
We'll say you start contemplating on that, and when you look over at some point in the woods, Martiana is sitting there going, this way.
So she pointed to the left.
Yeah, we'll say if the monastery is to the north, she pointed to the northeast.
So like an entrance down or beneath.
There's an entrance somewhere to the northwest of the monastery.
So we need to go that way.
Okay. And then so that was one. Do I get a sense of of an extremely...
One of the questions you asked the monk. What is one of the things that we needed?
Oh, do I get a sense of something in the area that may help us with the vapors and heat?
Yes. At the monastery, there's, we'll say, a good supply of just gear for people who live on top of a mountain, inside of a mountain.
Didn't we also have mountain gear currently?
You have climbing gear.
Okay.
Yeah, we have climbing gear.
Sorry.
And then the most dangerous creature, can I feel like, I don't know what you can give away.
It is the most dangerous.
There's a big red dragon.
just an arrow pointing at Suna.
I don't know. Could you get that with the dangerous creatures?
Yeah, is there dangerous creatures?
So,
Plural?
we'll say you think about all the dangerous creatures in the area, aside from yourselves. There is that monk who's walking in front of you. He seems pretty dangerous.
Okay.
There are maybe 50 monks at the monastery of various danger levels.
Okay.
There is something very dangerous below you. Something also very dangerous below you. And then something also very dangerous below you.
3 things below.
So don't aggro the monks.
Okay. Okay.
Damn.
And then,
Yeah, one last one.
no,
2 more.
I have
Oh.
2 more.
I'm sorry.
Do I feel,
No.
besides the usual creatures within the forest, do I feel something close to death?
Something close
Something
to death.
dying?
Yes.
Besides the normal,
Yes.
I mean, like I can feel,
We sense Mariana dying.
yeah. it's
There
Mariana
is something
dying.
below you that is dying.
Is it only one thing?
Yes.
Okay. Now I only got one more. Okay.
Gosh.
Mariana is keeping pace with you guys, by the way, like hiding from tree to tree. And every time she catches your eye, or probably Iocus's eye, she's like pointing to the north and just giving you the like, do not go that way.
Okay.
Which is the monastery, which has our gear that we would need.
I'll let this finish.
Is there... I'm going to take my chance and see if I can answer this. Is there one thing above all else that will hurt us the most?
Yeah, it's down below you.
Okay. Okay.
When she starts shuffling around, that she's kind of done with that, I'll stumble and fall. Oh no! I think I twisted my ankle. If I have an ankle.
Yeah, you have an ankle.
Yeah. Brother Green turns around and says, "Oh, that's terrible. Let me have a look there."
It's real tender.
No, I should take a look at it.
He's had medical training before. I trust him.
Oh, I'm just an initiate, so I only have the most rudimentary of please, I would hate for you to be injured on our land.
I'll take my boot off and say, man, I think this is the first time this boot's been off all the session.
Have you had boots? I should have boots.
You're right.
Yeah, he doesn't have boots, thankfully.
You might have a covering to cover your shins.
Let me look.
Yeah, you got hooves on there.
I got hooves, no boots.
Remember, because we had
You go clip clop.
Yep, clop, clop, clop.
So he needs to look at Galdrien needs to look at you because you might kick.
Yes.
You won't kick Galdrien.
Yeah.
You
there
won't
we go.
kick Galdrien.
Yeah.
Galdrien's
That's
brother-
a threat.
Her brother Green looks. I think she's trying to tell you something.
She's always trying to tell me something. Kick Galdrien. Don't kick Galdrien. I don't know.
Don't.
I don't think you should move on this.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately.
while he's checking it out, I'll whisper to him, your girlfriend over there is telling us not to go to the north.
Peeking out from behind a tree is Mardiana,
She wishes.
which is to say, there's like just some fire sticking up from behind a tree.
Right. So we're going to the northeast then, or northwest?
Northeast. What was? Which one was it?
Northwest.
Yeah.
You've said
Because I saw her. I saw her
There's
pointing.
both.
You've said
I'm
both.
Yeah.
sorry, it is to the northwest.
Okay. Yeah, to the north.
Right. So we go around the monastery then, right?
Yeah. How do I get rid of green?
Right. We
Green says, sorry, I don't want to interrupt. The monastery is just up the way here. If you'd like, I can go get a stretcher and some to help carry you.
No, we don't want to move him. We
Yeah.
want to give him some time to rest first.
I'll rest here. We have payment. Could you grab the stretcher, and we'd love to buy some of that heat that stuff y'all was talking about. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, and like I said, we're on a time crunch.
Well, let me go retrieve some of my brothers, and we'll see what we can do.
Galdrien's looking over at Mardiana to see what she's doing.
She's just peeking out from behind a tree, watching the whole thing.
Well,
Okay, you go do that.
He gives you a nod and says, "I'll be right back. Stay off of that."
Yes, absolutely.
And he just turns around.
And don't forget to let us know what we need to trade for the gear that you're bringing us.
Sure. I'll make sure to grab someone who's of a sufficient station. And he just takes off into the woods. At which point Mardiana pops out. Oh, I thought he would never leave.
right.
We should probably hurry. We're
We
gonna have
probably should.
a bunch of angry monks tracking us down.
We should go ahead and I suppose we won't be picking up any gear then, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
Well, you could always wait for him to bring you back something. I don't know.
What's their deal anyway?
I don't know. Just not what they seem.
So
So why are we trusting her over them?
I don't trust anyone right now.
Because right now, I've got a vested interest in making sure you do the thing I want you to do, which is to pull my ass out of the literal fire.
Yes.
Interesting.
I don't suppose that if we try to heal you from here, it would buy you some time, would it?
No, I'm just sort of projecting myself at the moment.
Right, you can't take anything back with you.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. Hand me that sword. And she points at your sword.
No.
Oh,
I was thinking this, and Galdrien will show her the healing potion.
fine. And she grabs it, and when she disappears, it just drops to the ground.
Galdrien's ready for that. Nope, that didn't work.
So,
She does not reappear.
We want to wait for them to come back and then make our excuses and leave.
Let's ask Suna. We haven't heard how her outcome was.
I mean, I know which way to go for the entrance to go underneath. And I know that the gear and stuff is in the monastery.
Is there anything around here that would make a believable crutch for Iocus just in case the monks get back?
Oh, I could probably do that
Oh, yeah.
out of some of the wood.
Yeah, let's get him that just in case to make this more believable.
I'll even toss a little fake bandage on it.
Let's pack with some leaves that aren't poisonous and just make it get swollen.
And
It's like a horse, though. Don't you have to put me down now?
I think we'll be
You're
okay.
a bad person and you should feel bad.
Only if you break it.
I think we'll be okay waiting for the monks to bring us the gear because I'm pretty sure that the thing that will hurt us the most is below. There might be a lot of monks and they might be dangerous, but
Well,
I think we'll be okay.
I think we need that gear. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna need that gear.
Yes.
I don't want to risk it without it. It does us no good if we rush in to kill her and then we die ourselves. Yes, I know it's me saying this and that's a shocker, but
Well, she is close to dying. I did feel that
no,
there is one
that's both good and bad.
thing down there that is pretty close to dying. Death.
Well, we need
Oh,
her.
what if death is down there?
He'd already been dead, or he was actually never technically alive, so I don't
What
think
if
that
he's
would.
down there waiting on us?
Well, that means he's not with Shannara, so there you go.
Oh, that's true.
Right. So,
And didn't Smarty have fun talking to me about that?
Yeah.
And just so you know, there's like 3 things down there that are like really dangerous.
Okay, so Mariana, Kemet, and
What's his face?
yeah.
Whose name we're not speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
obviously.
Well, no,
Ardith?
just
Ardith?
R.
Yeah.
Oh.
R.
Oh, yeah. R.
Well, if we do run into that cloaca, I am going to shove this up it, and Galdrien will twirl around the knife that he has definitely always had.
Okay, so I'm gonna be working on a crutch or something out of wood.
All right, so it takes you a couple minutes, and at that time, Brother Green comes back, and he's got, we'll say, a few elves with him, a couple of humans, at least one of those gigantic elephant people.
Do I recognize any of the elves?
No.
Okay. Whew.
Any activity from the knife?
No,
Okay, so not dragons.
that elephant guy is carrying a stretcher over his shoulders.
I might be able to walk with this crutch.
Oh,
Might
oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of heavy. I don't like people having to try and carry me. But I see you have somebody that may be up to the task.
Oh, yes.
But I like to do it myself, and
We're all quite physically adept. It's part of our rigorous training program.
yeah, I totally did one of those.
So if you like, we can help you up, or if you want to walk.
I'll try and walk, and I'll
Ooh, careful there.
So, have I noticed any gear with them?
They just want to go get a person more in charge, not the gear.
Well, as I said, we are unfortunately in a bit of a time crunch.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. If that wound is as bad as it seems, then mayhaps you should take some time and rest while the rest of your friends continue on.
I'm stubborn as a bull. I'm sorry.
I see what you did there.
No, I can't.
I'm, you might say, green with envy over your stamina.
I see what you did there.
So, did you not find the gear?
Well, I was asked, our eldest amongst us was actually quite intrigued by your situation and wanted you to come up. So that's why we brought the stretcher. It's a little bit further of a walk than... I apologize. I didn't want you to feel excluded.
Oh, of course. I will follow the lead of my party.
So, as I'm handing Iocus the crutch, and kind of lowly, I'm going to say, I'm going to fly up and see what's ahead. Scout.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn into a bird and fly up.
Oh,
And let him know so that way you can explain.
That's a neat trick.
Yes, she likes to look out for me. She's going to see if there's anything that I need to watch for, any holes or anything as I'm crutching along.
Steps.
Oh, understandable. The path is quite clear, and he sort of gestures up north. And,
So
a couple of these monks just come stand near you in case you fall.
what all can I see?
So the forest opens up and there's a path, and then there are a couple of acres of gardens, and then there's all those buildings. And sitting, like there's monks performing various tasks, but sitting on the porch of the biggest building is a very old, wrinkly human. And he's just like sitting on a stump with a cane.
So it doesn't look like they're trying to form now that they know we're coming. They're not like gathering or anything like that.
There's people gardening, people hauling water, that kind of thing.
Can I see... I mean, is there any gear outside of buildings? I know you can't see in buildings, but outside, does it look like there's any gear hanging from ropes?
I mean, clothes.
Just clothes? Okay.
And then, we'll say if you do like a big circle off to the northwest, there are probably 10 or so monks just like standing out near this sort of trampled open area, and they're doing their practicing their forms.
Okay. Does it look like they're trying to cover someplace?
Give me a good wisdom check.
And since I'm doing that, I get the thing, right? After casting the spell, reduce the difficulty of all skill checks to navigate the area, find paths by one step. 11 plus 9, so 20.
20? Yeah, there's probably something like, there are monks practicing forms elsewhere. This is a very odd place for them to be doing that.
Practicing forms. Okay.
That's like if you had a perfectly clear road to drive on and you're taking off and driving on the dirt over there.
I believe there's something Ardith would like to do.
Uh-oh.
I want to get detect that magic up.
Okay.
While we're walking, which you notice lingering magic and supernatural effects within the field of vision. If an effect is concealed on purpose, DM can require a check.
Okay. So what does your magic detection look like?
Nothing to anybody else. It's like stuff will start glowing.
Yeah, everything around you is glowing. Like literally everything.
Oh shit. And it's not going to give me an indication of why it's glowing. I mean, what kind of effect it's glowing. It's just that it exists!
Yeah.
In downtime, like as we're travel time and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so like...
I'm going to read the Galdrien like, everything in this fucking forest is magic.
Galdrien
Except for you four.
Galdrien will pass that on to Iocus. This place is glowing with magic.
Right about that time, you come out of this path, and you find yourself near this farmland, and there's the entirety of the monastery, just kind of in this big clearing. And this really wrinkly human stands up, raises a hand, and that's what we'll call it for the night. Even he is glowing.
There's like people-shaped glowing things.
Yes.
And building-shaped glowing things, and garden-shaped glowing things.
Pretty much, yeah.
I wonder if these people don't even know that they're an illusion.
It's like an Elton John music video.
And, yeah. So
stay tuned for us to die.
that can't be every episode.
Stay tuned for Suna to die.
You were looking for an intro. We have our outro. There we...
Stay tuned for Suna to murder everything. Is that better?
Well, we didn't die. And on the very last episode of the podcast, we all fucking died.
Sorry, guys. We fucked up.
It's cute that you think death will be the end.
Not for some of us that, have deals with devils and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know if that still binds in a different universe.
So, story time. I bought a setting that I have been itching to use, and Jesus, it's been, 20 years since I bought it. But it's called Ghost something or other. It is a campaign that starts with the death of the player characters. It's like, you guys, you're dead. Your body gets taken to this town, and the whole town is just like a bureaucratic nightmare to charge you rent for your own body, so that you as an undead adventurer have to do stuff to pay off your body's rent to the banks. It's the greatest concept, and I really would like to work that into this somehow if you guys die.
So capitalism.
For a long time now.
Corpulism.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll notice that the ultimate bad guy in my campaign has in fact been bureaucracy.
Fuck bureaucracy.
Anyway, I thought it was a cool idea to be like, oh no, did your player characters die? Well, you can still play as them. They're just horrific ghosts now. Having said that, you guys got anything?
Nope.
No? Alright, well, find us on Patreon, you know the place. Find us on our website, you know the time. You can always find us there. It's 24/7. The internet doesn't shut off at night.
Unless you live in North Korea.
No.
Too soon.
And remember, we're not dead yet.
Remember, we're not North Korea.
Oh.
Well, that's going to be the next game. Magical North Korea.
Sorry to any of our North Korean listeners who may have been upset by that joke. How the hell did you find us?
How the hell did anybody find us?
Strangely, I think most of our listens come from California and Alaska. Which is
Way
weird.
to go, Alaska!
Which is weird considering how much local Texas marketing we've done.
We love you, Alaska.
In California?
In California.
We love
Like
you.
I said, we love you, Alaska.
We love you, Alaska. You're like Texas plus a better electrical grid.
And the random Eastern, bloody hell, Eastern Northeastern states that we got last time for some reason.
All right, well, find us at the places. I'll put it in the show notes. I think that's all we've got this time, so thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next time.